Alright guys, in this video I'm going to talk about why you guys should reflect on your past. So today I wanted to make this quick video because I have struggled with reflection. I have bookcases and bookcases of journals and everything like that. I have, one right here. I got one right here. I think I have probably another, right here. I have a lot of journals and I journal a lot and I think a lot and my head is always all over the place. And I wanted to discuss how to use reflection and how I've been using reflection this past like 2 or 3 months to keep me more in line with where I want to go in life and what I'm trying to do. So just start. What I want you to do is just simply ask yourself a few questions. Number one, I don't have these written out. I'm doing this off the top of my head. I've done these plenty of times. But if you had unlimited options and minimal downside, what would you do? That's number one. Number two, whatever you want to go after, ask yourself what you need to do to achieve that goal. Write everything out, mind dump it out, write it on a piece of paper. And then what I want you to do is just look at it very reasonably and say, what things are you willing to do to make sacrifices for in order to go after that goal, and what things are you not willing to do? Like for me, I don't generally think I'm willing to give up my health, but sometimes I'm willing to give up some sleep to pursue things like my relationships and everything like that. Like I will do that right now, but I know as time goes on, I'm not going to be able to keep that up. So it depends on what you want from life. And I know that in different seasons, I know that, but I'll pass this on to you, is that you should know that in different seasons of life, they will call for different levels of sacrifice. And to get the things that you want out of life, you must sacrifice. There is no way around it, if that makes any sense. So this video is just going to be me rambling about, as I said, just reflection and how you can use it. And the one thing I will say when you do a lot of journaling, I wouldn't necessarily say go and look back at it all the time, but just simply ask yourself questions repeatedly of like, what things worked this last month, what things worked this last week, what things worked this past year, what things worked historically over the past 2 or 3 years. And the one thing I did over, I think it was like December, it was like, yeah, mid-December, when I was really trying to like get back in the flow for exams and everything like that, I had to ask myself the question, like, what things worked historically? And I just made a list of it and I just wrote it all down on a notepad. And I was like, okay, like these things worked, this didn't work. How am I going to navigate that? And this is like a list of habits. This is a list of behaviors, a list of traits, list of character traits, like everything down. And then the more that you stay in line with that behavior, the better you'll be over the long term. And this is not the idea of trying to be perfect per se, but it is pushing you in the right direction, because generally speaking, and I learned this from Alex Hormozi, it's better to be directionally correct than perfectly correct. For people who are basically perennial overthinkers, they overthink a lot and they just always need this level of certainty, which most of the time when it comes to driving yourself closer to your goals or whatever you want out of life, you're going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to be uncertain. It's very, 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 very important to just stay in line with that. And the more you have, indicators in your environment, you have the reflection aspect, you have these different things in place in your environment to keep you in line with that, the easier it is to get with your goals. Now, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of monk mode, but that's why monk mode works so good, because technically you're just engineering your entire environment, not just like 80%, like damn near 100% of your environment to pursue a specific goal. So if that's what you want to do, by all means, go do that. I've done it before. It helps a lot. But if you're trying to stay a little bit more like 80-20, you're trying to, I don't even know, just live more of an eclectic life, which, like I said, I think I need to reflect on that more, like what that truly means for me, then you kind of have to make trade-offs. You have to understand what has worked historically. And just because one thing didn't work in the past doesn't mean it won't work in the future. So that is why I believe reflection is so important. Every year, every month, every week, every day, look at your day, look at your week. I prefer to probably do more like every, 1 to 2 weeks. I'll just look back and ask myself, like, either on a walk. It doesn't even necessarily have to be with a notepad and pen. It could literally just be you walking, letting your mind wander, and just your brain will tell you what works and what doesn't. Because it's always actively trying to solve problems, the most immediate problems that you have in your environment. So, next time I will hopefully have a more scripted video, but this is one that I just wanted to get off my head, and just so I could speak today. I'm always scared to make YouTube videos, so I just wanted to put this out there. But I'll leave you with one just final piece of advice: for the love of God, just reflect and stop trying to be so perfect, and just do the thing. Put one foot in front of the other, and you'll look back, and I bet you have achieved more than you thought you would. So do what you want with this information. Have a good rest of your week.